Hello, everyone. Hi. It's nice to see you all again. Welcome to the General Assembly Hall and our WIMUN New York 2024 closing ceremony. After days of studying, training, and a lot of debate, we are gathered here once more to celebrate the time we spent together. And we'll start this closing ceremony with the remarks of Her Excellency Ana Paula Zacarias, Permanent Representative of Portugal to the United Nations. Her Excellency was head of delegation of the EU delegation in Brazil and later performed the same role to Colombia and Ecuador. She also served as Secretary of State for European Affairs and is currently the permanent representative in the permanent mission of Portugal to the United Nations. Her Excellency, it's an honor to have you here. Thank you.
What a magnificent view. From here, it couldn't be better. You look amazing there. It's beautiful to see you from here, really. And distinguished delegates, as we draw the curtains on this remarkable event, I stand before you with a profound sense of gratitude and pride. The World Federation of United Nations Associations International Model, UN, has once again demonstrated its commitment to fostering global cooperation and understanding among the leaders of tomorrow. Throughout these 4 days of intense negotiations and debates, you have embodied the spirit of diplomacy, dialogue, and collaboration that defines the United Nations. Your dedication to seeking innovative solutions to complex challenges is truly commendable and serves as a beacon of hope for a better world. We need that positivity. We need that engagement from you, not just in helping us identify new challenges and grievances, but mostly to benefit from your creativity in devising new solutions, new avenues to explore that we can all do together in multilateral cooperation to answer to today's and tomorrow's challenges. Portugal is proud to have co-led with Jamaica, the Dominican Republic, Egypt, and Laos the adoption of the first UN General Assembly resolution on Model United Nations. We hope to continue with and towards a greater participation of youth in the UN agenda, including in view of the upcoming Summit of the Future in September this year. As we reflect on the discussions and suggestions that have emerged from this conference, let us remember that our work does not end here, that your work does not end here. I hope each and every one of you will be an active voice in sharing that the complex and multifaceted challenges that we face will require continued cooperation, collective action, and the engagement of all stakeholders to address them effectively. Now, I would like to extend my sincere appreciation to the World Federation of United Nations Association for organizing this exceptional simulation and providing young leaders from around the world with a platform to engage in meaningful dialogue. I will also like to express my gratitude to the Secretariat and the staff who have worked tirelessly behind the scenes to ensure the success of this event. Your dedication and hard work have not gone unnoticed. To the delegates, I commend you for your passion, for your dedication and perseverance. Your willingness to listen, to learn, and compromise is a testament to your potential as future leaders and global citizens. Let us then carry forward the spirit beyond these walls. Let us remain committed to the principles of the United Nations and work together to build a world that is more peaceful, just, and sustainable for all. I thank you.
Thank you, Her Excellency, for your remarks and presence in here today. Also, thank you for reminding us that our work as global citizens doesn't end here. It starts. Now, I would like to invite WAFUNA Secretary General Aziel Filipos Golandris to make his statement. Aziel also worked in the same organization as Educational Officer, Director of the Geneva Office, and Deputy Secretary General. He served as Human Rights and Humanitarian Expert for the Greek Permanent Mission to the United Nations in Geneva, Legal Advisor, as well as Legal Officer for the French Coast Guard Service. Aziel, the floor is yours.
Thank you. Thank you very much. WAFUNA was founded 77 years ago, just 1 year after the UN, to promote and preserve the values of multilateralism. And it is, as the ambassador said, truly an incredible sight to see more than 900 young people from around the world coming to celebrate the UN by participating to one of the most accurate simulations of model United Nations around the world. As it is incredible to hear the stories from many of you that I've heard all this week long, and if I may, I will share one that I just heard because I find it truly inspiring. There is a person here who's an ambassador, acting ambassador, the ambassador of the Dominican Republic to Jamaica. And she's here accompanying her son, who's in school in Jamaica. And she's also here in tribute to the fact that 20-something years ago, it's a model United Nations that gave her the willingness to become an ambassador. And she's here today passing on to the new generation. So I think this is, of course, and this is one example, but I find it truly beautiful and inspiring at the same time. But your presence here today, filling us with pride, would not be a reality without a series of actors that we must thank wholeheartedly. First and foremost, the permanent missions of Portugal and Jamaica. Without them, not much would be possible. So please, member states supporting youth and supporting the ideals of the United Nations actively as them are truly a beautiful sight to see. And of course, we thank our partners as well, WSC Italia, WILAND, ISA, and UNA Jamaica. Hello to my friends from UNA Jamaica. And a warm thanks to the senior secretaries, directors, coordinators, conference management officers, public information officers, and my very special thanks to our staff, our beautiful staff from the WAFUNA Secretariat who made this possible through tireless work. Now to the participants and their teachers, before I thank them too, a few housekeeping remarks. Please complete the feedback that will be sent to you by email. It's important for us. It allows us as simply as I would say, to make the conference better. So we are happy, of course, to read it if you are happy, but if you think we can make it better, please state it as clearly as possible. It is important for us and for the WIMUN 2025. Another announcement is that many delegates attending want to know how they can become more involved with the United Nations. In this regard, I'm pleased to inform you that as we close WIMUN New York 2024, the Director General of the WHO is launching a campaign that begins today to encourage youth from around the world to share their experience from COVID-19 pandemic on social media and other platforms. We will send some information in the coming days. It is interesting to participate, and it's one of the interesting ways to participate to the work of the UN. Now, most importantly, to the dear participants of WIMUN New York 2024, congratulations for all that you have done. You worked hard, as the ambassador said, overcame differences, and after many deliberations, reached that so important thing that we call consensus. What you did is essentially implementing the give and take process that is at the basis of diplomacy for thousands of years. It is this very process that is at the foundation of peace, and surely the most important thing that happens within these walls. You implemented this process, lived through it, embraced it. I want to say, keep it in your hearts and minds as you go back to your countries, as you evolve in your professional careers. It is what we have to defend and care for if we want the UN to succeed in its mission in preserving our system of collective security. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Aziel, for your speech, and also for thanking all the people that made this amazing event possible. We'll now hear from the simulation leaders, who will present their committee considerations and also the Diplomacy Awards. If you receive an award, please go to the front of the stage, next to the blue WIMUN banner, right over there, to get your picture taken with us, and congratulations for your outstanding performance. Without further ado, I would like to invite WIMUN WHA1 Secretary for the rostrum. Thank you.
Distinguished delegates, esteemed speakers, it was a great privilege to serve as the Secretary of the World Health Assembly Committee A on universal health coverage, reorienting health systems to primary health care. Today, I'm pleased to present the outcomes of our discussions. UHC aims for the provision of quality health services which are accessible to everyone throughout their lives, particularly focusing on undeserved and vulnerable populations, thereby preventing diseases and promoting overall well-being at the community level. In championing primary health care as a central tenet of achieving universal health coverage, we pave the way for a robust healthcare system that ensures the universal availability of quality health services. And witnessing the dedication of my committee members and the collaborative spirit, especially considering my recent participation at the WHO Executive Board meeting last week, has been truly remarkable. I am impressed by the exceptional work carried out by our delegates, especially our chair, Martina. Lastly, let me express that it has been truly inspiring and reassuring to witness the dedication and promise exhibited by our future global leaders. Their commitment assures us that the world is in capable hands, fostering hope and confidence in the path ahead. Without further ado, I'm delighted to announce the recipients of the awards. The selection process was challenging due to the outstanding contributions from all the delegates. So now we start with the best position paper, which goes to the delegate of Iran. Please come up to the stage. And the diplomacy awards are going to the delegates of Sri Lanka, Canada, Spain, Republic of Korea, and Germany. Congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you, Secretary, for your time. Everyone, as a very enthusiastic Brazilian that you guys come to know, you know how it hurts my heart to say this, but please keep all your applauses to the end so that we can celebrate them all at once. That way we can also make sure that your hands don't hurt from clapping to the end of the conference. Okay? Up next then, I would like to call the Secretary from World Health Assembly 2 to the rostrum, please.
Thank you, WIMUN Secretary General, distinguished delegates, faculty advisors, and members of the staff. I would like to take this opportunity to emphasize the importance of international cooperation. No country can face these challenges alone. It is through collaboration and a shared commitment to the well-being that all people that we can truly make a difference. I'm confident that the young delegates here today will go on to become leaders in their communities and will continue to advocate for health and well-being for all. This year's WIMUN World Health Assembly was a great success. The delegates were engaged and passionate, and they produced some very creative solutions to the problems that were discussed. I couldn't be happier for you. Now, let me congratulate the following delegations who demonstrated the courage and commitment needed during these past days on the WHA's second simulation. For Position Paper Award, Delegation of Gambia.
Hello, everyone. Remember,
for Diplomacy Award.
I'm sorry. Remember, everyone, just to hold the applauses to the end of everyone. Okay? Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
For Diplomacy Awards, Delegation of France, Delegation of Indonesia, Delegation of Singapore, Delegation of Finland, and lastly, Delegation of South Sudan. Congratulations, delegates.
That's it, guys. Now you got it. Up next, I would like to call WIMUN GA First Committee University Secretary to the rostrum.
Thank you, distinguished dignitaries, faculty advisors, members of the staff, and delegates. Dear delegates of GA1 University, I'm so proud of the work you did during this conference. Since the first session, you showed your interest on being change makers and leaders. Working on Agenda Item 4, Lethal Autonomous Weapon Systems, was challenging, but you managed to reach consensus. You challenged yourself to be creative, collaborative, and open-minded to find a solution to what UN diplomats are working on. Addressing emerging technologies is not easy, but I enjoyed seeing your commitment on finding new ways to regulate their use. More than that, I'm sure you feel more confident today on sharing your ideas. During these days, you acquire different skills that will help you not only on MUNs, but in your daily life. I'm sure you will go back with unforgettable memories and long-lasting friendships. I could not be happier of all the work you made. Congratulations, delegates. Now, the awards. You've waited a long time for this, and you made me struggle to choose them. The Best Position Award goes to Delegation of Austria. Diplomacy Awards goes to Delegate of Costa Rica, Delegate of Ghana, Delegate of Peru, Delegate of Sierra Leone, and Delegate of Namibia. Thank you.
Up next, we'll hear the remarks by WIMUN GA First Committee High School Secretary.
Distinguished dignitaries, faculty advisors, members of staff, and delegates, it has been a pleasure to serve as Secretary for the First Committee of the General Assembly. As we reflect on the culmination of WIMUN 2024 within the venerable halls of the United Nations, it is paramount to recognize the importance of the topic that was discussed in our committee sessions, lethal autonomous weapon systems. In navigating the complexities of these pressing matters, you have demonstrated the utmost dedication to diplomacy, seeking solutions that prioritize both global security and human rights. The discussions held within our committee have underscored the importance of finding common ground in shaping the future of autonomous weaponry and its impact on international peace. Before moving on to the awards, I would like to thank my chairman, O.J. Forbes, as he exhibited unwavering resilience and determination. Together, we formed a formidable team, overcoming challenges and ensuring the smooth operation of our committee. On to the awards. In acknowledging the collective brilliance of all delegates, it is evident that each participant contributed significantly to the success of WIMUN 2024. However, it is fair to say that some delegates demonstrated an exceptional level of diplomatic skills. It is therefore my honor to acknowledge and celebrate outstanding contributions. The Best Position Paper Award goes to the delegate of Ghana. Furthermore, the Diplomacy Awards are presented to the following delegates: Djibouti, Germany, Norway, and the United States. Thank you.
Thank you. We will now hear from WIMUN GA Second Committee. We will now hear from WIMUN GA Second Committee Secretary.
Thank you, Guy. Distinguished dignitaries, faculty advisors, members of staff, delegates. I am Muhammad Iqbal Omar, or Mo, as many of you may know, and I am the Secretary of the Second Committee of the General Assembly. The Second Committee of the General Assembly for WIMUN New York 2024 discussed the most pressing agenda of this generation, the protection of climate for present and future generations. Reaching consensus was not easy. Delegates spent the past few days discussing the many, many, many facets of climate change. There were disagreements, but we managed to move past them to reach consensus on a topic on which many real diplomats may struggle to do so. The Second Committee, if you will kindly excuse the pun, proved itself to be second to none. I'd like to provide a special shout out to Jerry Dye, who provided the chairperson of the General Assembly Second Committee, who proved to be monumental to ensuring that the resolution did not die and could reach consensus. With that being said, I will now get to the part that all of you have been waiting for, the awards. As a reminder, please do wait for me to finish announcing them all before clapping or cheering. The Position Paper Award for the Second Committee goes to the delegate of Bulgaria. In my first conference as a delegate, I won a diplomacy award. I was right around there, I think, and when my name was announced, I left the loudest shriek this room's ever heard. So be better than me. Before we move to the diplomacy awards, I'd like to give a special shout out to the delegates of Italy and Haiti. You guys are rock stars. With all that being said, the diplomacy awards for the Second Committee, in no particular order, go to the delegations of Mexico, Yemen, Denmark, United States, France, and Cuba. Thank you. Thank you, and I hope to see you all in a future WIMUN conference in New York, Geneva, or wherever WIMUN takes us. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. We will now hear from the Secretary of the UN Environment Assembly.
Thank you, everyone. It is my great honor and privilege to present to you the results of the UN Environment Assembly on the topic of marine plastic litter. Please, delegates. Thank you so much. First, I would like to thank all of the delegates from UNEA who made their best efforts to find a common ground on this resolution. I would also like to thank the UNEAS chair, Chanel Clark, for her hard work and for being the chair, the best chair I could have. The Assembly concluded its work in 5 sessions in a spirit of accommodation despite the number of complex issues with which the Assembly was confronted. It is my great honor to tell that we achieved consensus on the resolution. Among everyone's efforts, some delegates stood out with their spirit of consensus. For that, I would like to congratulate the following countries for the Diplomacy Awards: United Kingdom, Eritrea, Vietnam, Iceland, and Malaysia. I would also like to congratulate the delegation of Egypt for the award of Best Position Paper. Finally, thank you so much. Delegates, finally, I thank WUFUNA for the opportunity, especially the WIMUN Secretariat, which I had the greatest time with. I thank my family, my friends, my professors from Brazil, and the WIMUN coordinators, Bill and Finn, who made this possible. Delegates, a final message for you. Please do not forget that we are the youth of today and for the future. Gather everything you learned here and put it to practice. We already go through all the solutions. Now let's get to action in our local communities. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Secretary. I would also like to ask for everyone to remain silent while we're celebrating. Remember, we must show respect for both the Secretary, yourselves, and of course, the GA Hall as well. Okay, we can celebrate and shout as loud as we want at the social events that we're having tonight. All right? Moving on, I would like to invite now the Secretary from ECOSOC, Commission on Crime Prevention and Criminal Justice.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Before coming to the podium, I repeatedly asked myself, how should I possibly include the fantastic days we spent in the past 4 days? Should I start with the moment delegates are applauding for adoption for the resolution? Or should I begin with the fierce discussion during the Vienna formula? In my simulation, I had the best delegates ever who strived their way to have consensus on achieving equal access to justice for all. I felt deeply that the most accurate simulation of the United Nations and the spirit of consensus are passed on by different generations. We have people who started his first model UN back to 1970s, having people at their 8th years in WIMUN. Even now, welcoming delegates who just embarked their journey with WIMUN and beyond. I feel very honored to impact and to be impacted by people who's passionate about this, from the preparation of each resource in the resource guide you read, to the accomplishment for each simulation session happened just hours ago. Above all, I would like to express my sincere gratitude to WIMUN Secretary members. Thank you for making this year's WIMUN the best one ever, and thank you for making me feel like home. And I would also like to thank people who guide me to the realm of Model UN, who guide me to the real, enabling me to impact more delegates who are just beginning their journey. Now comes to the most exciting moment. I would like to announce the awards in our commission. Our position paper awards goes to the distinguished delegate of Iran. Our diplomacy awards goes to the delegate of United States of America, Mexico, China, and Malawi. Congratulations.
Thank you, everyone. Now, I'd like to invite the Secretary of ECOSOC, Commission on the Status of Women.
Good afternoon, delegates, dear delegates, colleagues, and guests. I hope you're well, and I hope you enjoyed this conference. I want to express my deeply admiration for the hard work and the dedication of each of you has demonstrated during our discussions in this Commission on the Status of Women. I would like to thank WIFUNA for believing in my work and for choosing me for this position. I also would like to thank Bill Yotsif, Jimena Barrientos, and Ridi Majunder for that training, attention, and patience with me. I also would like to thank my commission on partner, Dengue Chushi, the best chair I would ask. Finally, I thank my mom and my family for allowing me to make this experience. I know the work you have carried out are not only contributes to the success of this simulation, but also to develop the essential skills that will accompany you throughout your lives. Netherlands, Amy's main brand minds, three have stood out, and quality of speeches, creativity in the discussions, and constitute constant precision of consensus. Therefore, I want to grant the Diplomacy Award to Nigeria, Switzerland, and Guyana. Congratulations. Last but not least, I award the best position paper to the delegation of United States of America. Congratulations. Thank you. Thank you very much, everyone. See you next year.
Thank you, Secretary. We'll now hear from International Labor Organization 1 Coordinator.
Mr. Secretary General WAFUNA staff, Madam Permanent Representative, Senior Secretariat members, and distinguished delegates. Namaste from Bharat. My name is Sarthak Ojha, and I come from a land that reveres Vad, Vivad, and Samvad, dialogue, debate, and deliberation. I had the distinct pleasure of serving as the coordinator of ILO 1 high school simulation, where I chaired a tripartite system of communication within this simulation. What really inspires me and also coincidentally echoes with my name's meaning is how full circle my MUN journey has become today. To speak from this august rostrum about the largest simulation at the world's most relevant model UN is indeed a dream come true. Delegates of our committee facilitated consensus at all points in our simulation and adopted conclusions and a resolution concerning a just transition towards environmentally sustainable societies and economies for all. Dignitaries, may I point out that the delegates not only reached consensus a day earlier, but went on to drafting more points and truly living the agenda of the ILO to communicate beyond borders and celebrating diversity. My incessant gratitude in this process stands for the chair of ILO 1, Malik John Lagot, who facilitated it to the fullest. To recognize the delegate who submitted the best position paper, we have the following position paper award. It goes to the government representative of Peru. To recognize delegates who went above and beyond to facilitate consensus, we have the following diplomacy awards. India Worker Representative, India Government Representative, United States Employer Representative, Senegal Worker Representative, United Kingdom Employer Representative, Sweden Government Representative, Senegal Government Representative, Republic of Korea Employer Representative, Paraguay Worker Representative, and Switzerland Worker Representative. Thank you so much, delegates. Have a wonderful evening ahead. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you. I now would like to call the coordinator for ILO 2 to the stage.
distinguished delegates, faculties, observers, senior sec, and dear colleagues. My name is Loreta Solis, and I'm one of the coordinators of the International Labor Organization simulations. I'm glad and honored to be here with you, sharing some points that we address these days. Decent work in the platform economy is a pressing concern affecting millions worldwide. In the rapidly evolving landscape of employment, the platform economy is transforming the world of work. It's opening new markets, creating jobs and income opportunities. It's also creating fresh challenges for ensuring decent work. Promoting jobs and enterprise guaranteeing rights at work, extending social protection, and promoting social dialogue are the 4 pillars of the ILO Decent Work Agenda with gender as a cross-cutting theme. Addressing these topics on these days is crucial for a better future. Your dedication to decent work in the platform economy is a step towards a more equitable and sustainable future. Your job and commitment were valuable. Thanks for your work. Now, I'm presenting the awards. For Best Position Paper, Portugal Employer. Diplomacy Award goes to Belgium Employer, Rwanda Employer, United States Government, India Worker, and Argentina Worker. Congratulations.
Thank you, everyone. Now, I would like to call to the rostrum the coordinator for ILO 3.
Esteemed delegates, dear guests, let me start by saying that this year I had the most accurate and most fun simulation of the ILO, and I have had quite a few since I became first part of WIMUN. The University ILO discussed decent work in a platform economy, and what all has been achieved was so much more than just decent. The delegates got the full picture. They were aiming for consensus and achieved it in the end. But they also discovered the joys of voting and waiting for the result. What a weight to carry. They passionately drafted conclusions and merged them to one perfect outcome document. It was moving, literally. Not only tables were moved, also I was moved. By my wonderful chairperson especially, to be exact. Giovanna, you enabled our committee to give their best, always thinking ahead and with a bright smile on your face. Thank you so much. You were one pillar of success for everyone, and that's why I invite you to come forward with the awardees as well later. So let's get right into the most expected part. The Position Paper Award goes to the Australia Employer Delegate. The Diplomacy Award goes to Australia Worker, China Worker, Tunisia Government, Japan Government, and Japan Employer. Thank you, and to everybody else who contributed as well. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Last but not least, we'll hear. Please, everyone, remember to save all the shouting and all the excitement for the social events. Thank you. Last but not least, we'll hear from the Director of the Security Council.
WAFUNA Secretary General, Permanent Representative, Secretariat members, faculty advisors, and delegates. I stand before you today with a question that has likely crossed minds of the many. Why do we have a Model United Nations conference? Why not simply discuss a proposed topic in a regular debate format? Well, in my opinion, When we are assigned a role and stop being students to become distinguished representatives of certain nations, something really special happens. We no longer are our normal selves, who sometimes might feel impotent beyond the many important issues our generation have to deal with. Instead, we're turning to world leaders who have all the power on their hands to overcome those challenging problems. And I was able to testify that by observing the delegates of the Security Council. They have proven to be spectacular leaders, with the capacity not only recognizing the inevitability and the potential of artificial intelligence, but also acknowledging the urgent need to prepare for and mitigate its negative consequences on international peace and security. The efforts of the Security Council members to come up with a resolution in the spirit of consensus are the evidence of the possibility of a new kind of leadership, one where cooperation and empathy are the cornerstones. In that sense, I would like to congratulate especially some delegates which have outstandingly embraced the discussion and the general spirit of simulation. For the best position paper, the award goes to the delegation of the United States. For the diplomacy awards, they're going to the representatives of Guyana and Slovenia.
Thank you so much. We have heard now from the last simulation leader. And as such, I'd just like to ask you guys for once more, give a warm round of applause for every delegate recognized in this conference. Moving on then with our closing ceremony, we'll hear now, and we'll have now, a very special video from our amazing communications team. I hope you guys like it.
If I had to describe WIMUN in one word, I would say
educational, authentic,
multifaceted,
multicultural,
exciting,
intense,
global,
transformative,
experimental,
incredible,
inspiring.
This meeting is now adjourned.
Very well. We'll now move to our most prestigious awards. The Delegation Awards are given to delegations which have had an outstanding performance throughout many different simulations. To present those awards, I would like to invite Education and Youth Officer Finn Carlson to present the High School Delegation Awards. And also, Model UN Coordinator William Yotev.
Good afternoon, everyone. Great to see all of you. We're going to keep this very short, just very brief logistical info. If your delegation received one of the awards, we also invite you to join us to the right over here in a minute. Please do so in an orderly manner. Line up in the order that we announce you, and we'll get some pictures taken, okay? We're going to be announcing a total of 4 awards. 1 for the best small high school delegation, 1 for the best small university delegation, 1 for the best large high school, and 1 for the best large university delegation. Without further ado, it's my pleasure to announce that the best small high school delegation of WIMUN New York 2024 goes to Rogers Hall.
The Best Small University Delegation Award goes to Bond University.
We now get to the 2 best large delegations. It's my pleasure to announce that the best large high school delegation is True North School.
And the best large university delegation is Broward College.
Very well. Congratulations to all delegates and delegations. Once more, a warm round of applause for everyone, guys. Now that we have presented all of our awards, now that we have heard from our keynote speakers, and we have seen that amazing video, it's time to say our last thank yous and goodbyes. I'd like to start by thanking once again the permanent mission of Portugal and Jamaica for making this whole conference possible. WIMUN wouldn't be the same without your commitment to youth and to our mission, and for that, I thank you. I would also like to thank our amazing WIMUN staff that made it all possible. My friends and family in every corner of the world, and the people that were running around, holding simulation sessions, and registering all of this for you. So another round of applause, everyone. And at last, but not least, I would like to thank all of you. Thank you for all your heartful smiles at the beginning of each day in the hotel lobby. Thank you for the hard work you put into your simulations. Thank you for your outstanding Macarena moves and the courage, above all, of being here. I hope you guys remember my story about a very scared 16-year-old me standing right over there at this very closing ceremony 9 years ago. And I can tell you guys that so much has happened ever since. I told you about my friends, about what happened to them, and the roles that they are now engaging. And to just reinforce Her Excellency's message, I can definitely tell you that even though this is a closing ceremony, I promise you that this is not the end, but only the beginning. The beginning to take action on the issues in your own communities, beginning to understand and practice the power of consensus, the beginning of lifelong friendships, I hope. It's the beginning of your lives. I can tell you, I don't even know the kid that was talking over here, but I know that he'll be very, very pleased to see all of your faces over here. And I hope sincerely that in the next 9, 10, 20, 50 years, you also remember fondly about this moment. We all over here at WIMUN have had the pleasure of knowing at least a little bit of you guys from these past few days. And we can't wait to meet the amazing people you grow to become. So with that, I declare WIMUN New York 2024 officially closed. Before we leave, just some quick announcements. Remember, the UN bookstore downstairs is open until 6:30. So if you want to buy UN merch while you're here, you still can. Please, everyone, I'll ask you also to leave the GA hall as swiftly as you can so that the UN staff can take over. And of course, we're gonna see each other at the high school and university social events. I'll see you guys around. Thank you so much.